like basketball. I like, but I'm not good at. Yes, I'm not.
Me too.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the State of the League podcast, normal edition. I labeled this recording Patreon a recording, but we've decided to switch up our posting schedule, and so this is just a regular fucking episode.
Just some business logistics. I don't know if you guys would get it. If you own a business, you might get it.
Yeah, if you're like an entrepreneur, small businessman,
Yeah.
like Andrew Tate, I don't know if you've heard of him,
Yeah.
like hustle grind set type guys, you know what we're talking about, absolutely. But
someone who could turn $1 into $1 million in the span of 2 weeks.
Yes, yeah, I'm trading up. That's what this is. We're trading up our invaluable knowledge for. It would make me happy if we got like 1,200 views on this video. So yeah, that's the trade right now. I am your host, Jack, aka Joestar. With me, as always, the motherfucking world famous Pablo Escobar. Yeah, we're cursing on them. We're just full on. We're pissed today, man, because they tried to take out the true patriot. And so, I don't know. That's
guys.
What?
America's so divisive now. Now you can't even just be a president without people trying to kill you. What's going on with that?
What's the deal? I mean, yeah,
he didn't even do anything. Like, and then you're gonna try and shoot him for what? Because of hurting people in other countries? What?
Yeah. Well, it's just like this idea that, like, I don't know, close to a decade of extremely hateful, divisive rhetoric. I don't know, like, it just this idea that is anything but completely acceptable and just like totally cool. That's fucking crazy. That's extremely radical. And I don't condone anything like that. I think he should be able to say stuff like immigrants are a disease that are corrupting the blood of the country and we need to just get rid of them by any means possible.
All Mexicans are rapists. Some are good people. Donald Trump.
Yeah, if they like him, they're probably a good person. There's like a 40% chance they could like him and still be an abhorrent criminal. But for the most part, if they like him, they're cool. And if they don't, yeah, they just have no place in this country. So stuff like that, we need to carve out a space for that in like political conversations. That's something that's absolutely necessary and good. It provides like one of the major backbones for the country. So I think, yeah, it's just an abhorrent thing that went down yesterday, and we're glad that 45 is pulling through.
Nobody's ear should ever be hurt like that.
I know. It's crazy. I guess it was glass from the teleprompter that made it go down.
I don't know what's true and what's not at this point. I don't know what's been verified.
Yeah.
you know, he's saying he was shot. He's like,
oh yeah, absolutely. he's saying like the bullet just, I mean, he took the whole thing. Like the ear is just all you could see. It went into his brain and bounced around, and his brain had to like dodge it in real time in order for him to keep his cognitive
It's the fastest brain.
I've got the fastest, most dexterous brain. Yeah. So I don't know. First and foremost, to anybody who's listening, everything I have ever said on this topic is satire and a joke on any platform. I have never made a serious statement that should be taken at face value before. Beyond that, there's been a lot of conspiracies popping up around the events of yesterday. I don't have any about them personally, but I have a lot of conspiracies about the National Basketball Association.
Whoa!
I know, pretty crazy. So the first one, bullshit, boring. I have one that actually really interested me that I had not heard of before doing the research, and there is actually a fair amount of evidence to back it up. So the first one, just like kind of normal stuff, Ersan Ilyasova lying about his age. Have you heard about that one?
Yeah, it's probably true.
Yeah, this one, of all, there's a bunch of these. Manute Bol is another very famous one. Digging around, it looks like Serge Ibaka was also accused of something like this. So Ersan Ilyasova, how this story goes is that on June 7th, or on August 7th, Arsan Ilyasova entered Turkey in 2002.
Arsan Ilyasova, who's that? That's a different guy?
Yeah. It's just, this is like, I don't know, just like a precursor. I don't know. Maybe this is his dad or something. Who knows? So Arsene Ilyasova enters Turkey in 2002, disappears, falls off the face of the earth.
What happened to him?
I don't know. It's completely up in the air still. It's a cold case. It's gone cold. No one's seen the man since. But on September 19th in 2002, a resident of Turkey named Semsetin Bulut, I think, applied to the local population registry claiming that he had forgotten to register his 15-year-old son in the register for 15 years.
Well, people forget things. Hey, I'm no saint either. I forget paperwork all the time.
It's hard. It's hard to remember things. And so for 15 years to just be like, shit, I can't believe I never got that done. It fell to the bottom of this pile and I just like made it all the way to the bottom of the pile and there it was. So yeah, he takes his 15-year-old son, Ersan Ilyasova, to the registry.
Well, the same last name as that missing guy. Does he know him?
I think there have been some tenuous connections made, but I don't know if they've ever been seen in the same room together or anything like that. And so
it's probably just a common last name then.
Yeah, definitely. It's like Ersan Smith, you know.
Oh, okay. So they have nothing to do with each other.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a Michael B. Jordan situation.
Okay.
Yeah. And so Ersan Ilyasova, again, different guy. He gets Turkish identification papers. He gets registered. He gets all this good shit. He's allowed to play for the Turkish Basketball Federation. And I think he also gets to play for Turkey's like Olympic national basketball teams, all of that shit as well.
Things are looking up for this guy.
I know. And easy enough. This is really cool too. It would have been way more difficult for that Arsene guy to carve a path in the NBA, just given his age and everything. There was part of this in that Hustle movie that we are going to talk about in the future, I guess.
Wednesday.
Yeah. You guys be tapped in. We got a special guest Wednesday for the Hustle movie episode.
Whoa.
So in that one, Boban's character claims that he is 22 years old, and that's the oldest you can be for the NBA draft. Is that true, by the way?
No, you can be. Well, I don't know specifically how it works with overseas, and I don't know if he was with a team. No, that's not the oldest you could be. I think he's just trying to lie and say he's younger to get picked.
Okay.
So they could be like, oh, he's got more potential ahead of him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that is definitely something that Arsene Ilyasova guy would have had to do because he would have been about 24 years old at the time that Ersan Ilyasova was drafted. Thankfully, these are two separate people. And so Ersan Ilyasova, 3 years younger than one Arsene Ilyasova who went missing. So he just was a really good basketball player from like ages 21 to 25. Those were almost like his peak physical years or something. It was kind of crazy.
So they probably weren't in the same like grade or anything.
No. They maybe like passed each other in the Uzbekistan international circuit, I guess. But yeah, that's just like an AA. That's like weird AAU stuff, you know? And so, yeah, that's just, and some lunatics out there have made connections that these could possibly be the same person. I don't see it.
Well, the first guy's missing.
Yeah, we know where Ersan, you can find him easily. He's a celebrity.
Yeah, I was watching him play for years. So.
yeah, he was one of the, so that one, just a little ridiculous. Not a ton of supporting evidence for that. And honestly, it feels mean and rude to even suggest it. But it's my journalistic responsibility to cover everything. The second one I have, this is the more fun one. Have you heard that Ryan Anderson sucked at shooting in red arenas because he was colorblind?
I'm partly colorblind.
Wow. Well, that's the entire reason you're not in the NBA, to be honest.
Well, let me know. Maybe I'm learning something about myself. Listen, there's a misconception about the colorblind by you ableist. I'm not seeing in black and white. I just get some colors mixed up.
Yeah, if I showed you the circle with the number in it.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss it. And then And then sometimes people are like, this one is for the colorblind to see, and I don't even see that one. So I don't know.
Damn.
And then some people make shirts where in the circle it says "fuck the colorblind." I'm like, yeah, whatever. But yeah,
Wow, it's okay to be ableist when it's colorblindness.
it
That is
really
fucked
is.
up,
You
dude.
wouldn't believe the things people say to me. You wouldn't believe the anger that people have when you say something is blue and they're like, "That's purple." What is you?
What's
freak,
wrong with you?
you
What's wrong with the
animal?
cones in your eyes, you sick fuck?
They may as well march to your home with pitchforks and torches and be like, to set this monster down. He got the one I have the most trouble with is pink, white, and gray. They all like blend together for me.
That's interesting. Like a powdery pink?
Like lighter pink, yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, damn, that sucks. Okay, so you would not be able to play in the NBA or fly a plane. I think that's another big thing.
Oh, fighter jets.
Yeah.
Crap.
So Ryan,
I guess I won't enlist now.
fuck. Oh man, you're just about to go make your parents really proud. Ryan Anderson, I didn't do like a super deep dive. This could be like a deeper statistical thing if somebody wanted to. I looked at the years he played for the Houston Rockets, one of which was the best shooting year of his career. He shot like nearly 41% from 3 on 7 attempts a game in 2016-17. What do you think the discrepancy was in percentage on the road versus at home in 2016-17?
Is it actually crazy? I want to say like it can't be more than like 4% difference.
Is that you're locking that in?
Yeah.
It is 14%.
He shoots 14% worse at home.
He shoots 47% on the road in 2017 and 33% at home. And that holds up in the playoffs. He was like 45% on the road. And at home in the playoffs for Houston in 2017, he only hit 3 threes the entire postseason run. They played 12 or 11 games. He goes 3 of 7, 1 game, literally misses every other 3 he takes in Houston for the postseason. And that holds up for his entire tenure in Houston as well. I think it bears out to like 44-ish% on the road versus 34% at home. And so yeah, that really blew me away. I was like, that's fucking crazy.
That's crazy.
Dude. I know. So that one I liked because I had never heard about it, even though I like when you're starting to get into the shit that we like online, you always do NBA conspiracy theories, and like you read the BuzzFeed list or whatever.
Jordan
gambled, Patrick Ewing envelope. Oh my god. And so all of that shit I wrote this down. Are there any number 1 overall picks you genuinely think were rigged?
Were rigged? No, because I feel like you can go through any single year in the NBA and just assign, like, whoever got the number 1 pick, you could assign meaning to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel the same way. It just feels like way too big of a thing for the NBA to like it's convenient that Cleveland got LeBron and Chicago got Derrick Rose, I guess, but I'm way more open. I'm like an Occam's razor type guy in that sense, and it's probably just a coincidence. I don't really feel like they were doing all that. The conspiracy theory I made up, this is what got all of this shit spinning in my head. Okay, so the Boston Celtics win the title this year, right?
Yes.
What happens a little over a month later?
Jaylen Brown.
No, like 18 hours ago. What happened?
18 hours ago with the Boston Celtics?
No, not with the Celtics. Just in news events. What happened?
Oh, Donald Trump. His ears hurt in a shooting.
Yeah. Okay. 1981. The Boston Celtics win the NBA championship. In March of this year. I don't know. I didn't write that down. In March of this year, Ronald Reagan shot outside the Hilton Hotel in Washington, D.C. In 1963, John F. Kennedy shot and killed in Dallas, Texas.
Well, Luka.
The NBA champions in 1963?
What? Wait, let me guess. Could it be the Rockets?
No. Were the Rockets even a team back then?
Could have been the Nuggets.
Absolutely not. They were garbage in the 60s.
The Indiana Pacers?
No!
Well,
It
I'm
was the
stumped.
Boston Celtics!
No!
So the Boston Celtics, largely harbingers. Is that how you say the word?
Is
Harbingers
it
of doom.
Harbingers? Harbingers? I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
think it's Harbinger.
Bad omens for presidential candidates in general. The Boston Celtics winning the NBA championship.
What happened in
is.
08?
Obama
no one.
no one. I don't know. I should have looked that up. I don't think there was any like. I mean, I'm sure people were like threatening Obama on the campaign trail and shit. But
Look up political assassination in 2008.
Political assassination in 2008.
Shinzo Abe was in 2008. When was that?
That was like 3 years ago, I want to say.
That was crazy.
Nothing really pops up when you Google political assassination in 2008. Since the inception of the NBA, the only real outliers to this trend. Oh, Bill Gwatney, chairman of the Democratic Party of Arkansas, in 2008, there were gunshots fired at his office, but it doesn't look like he died.
When is Gabrielle Gifford?
I don't know. Let me hit Command F.
That could be like 2012.
Gabrielle Gifford. I don't know. I don't even know what happened with her. Do you want to elaborate on this?
She got shot in the face, right?
Holy shit! I did not know that.
And what? Don't you know the newsroom?
Yes.
Remember that story about the woman who they're like, we won't say she's dead.
No, not really. I've watched it when it aired.
Oh, so there's like one of the things they do on the newsroom is this woman is shot, and then all the rest of the news outlets are saying she's dead, but it hasn't been confirmed yet.
Oh,
so the newsroom, they're like, we're journalists, dadgummit. We're not going to wait till we have a confirmation. And then the higher ups are like, everyone else is watching the other channels because they confirmed the death. We're getting killed in the ratings out here. Guys, set aside your ethics and say she's dead. They're like, dadgummit, we're newsmen. We can't do that. And then turns out she's alive. And then they get to be the first to report that she's alive. And then they play tears stream down your face. You know that?
No.
It's a really emotional song. Guys, turn this episode off. Go look up the newsroom. Gabrielle Gifford emotional scene.
Do we know the song name? Tears Stream Down Your Face. Fix You by Coldplay.
Yeah, that's what we're working with. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Well, I mean, we're already getting we can't monetize this shit. You guys heard the intro. But I'm not going to double down on a copyright thing. So yeah, the Celtics every year. I just thought that was kind of crazy. The only outliers here, Gerald Ford in 1975. There was an attempt made on his life. The Warriors won the championship that year. And then Harry Truman in 1950. And that was like a Mike in Minneapolis Lakers year. So
when did RFK get killed?
Let me see.
Could that have been during a Celtics dynasty?
1968.
Oh,
that's definitely possible. The Boston Celtics, dude. Oh my gosh, I'm a little bit. This is crazy. This goes deep, man. Lucky the Leprechaun. More like.
Guys, there's a black SUV driving near my car.
Dude, I saw one of the dumbest things. I saw an insane tweet yesterday that was just like I mean, I don't even want to say it out loud, but like they were literally just like, I am the person who did that thing. This is my address. This is where I work. Blah, blah. And then they were like, like they sent a video and they were like, there's a car parked outside my work. I'm like, yeah. What did you think was going to happen? That's an insane thing to put out into the world. But whatever, man. Whatever.
What if the entire country just did like a Spartacus thing?
What's the Spartacus thing? Like, I'm Spartacus?
I'm Spartacus. No, I'm Spartacus. Everyone on Twitter just tweets, no, I am responsible. No, I'm responsible.
I don't know.
And then they have to hire more Secret Service to address the claims. We get to a point where everyone in the U.S. is employed by the Secret Service. And so no unemployment,
nice.
and everyone gets benefits, universal health care. Wow.
I like that. I think that's smart.
When was John Lennon killed?
Let's see. I mean, we could just run through all this.
Let's look up when everyone died. When did they get Diana?
When did John... Okay, I think he's a Lakers championship. Because that's December 8th of 1980.
What if a celebrity dies every time the Lakers win?
That would make sense because of Hollywood. Okay, so yeah, the 1980 NBA champions, the year it was the Lakers. So that's kind of crazy. The Lakers got 2 then. What are some other impactful ones? Like
Martin Luther King.
Oh, okay, yeah, we could do that.
Was Malcolm X assassinated?
MLK was 1968, so that's Boston Celtics.
Oh,
yes,
wow.
Malcolm X. When did he die? 1965. Boston Celtics.
In the 60s, every political leader was dying, it feels like, from assassination.
And in the 60s, every NBA champion was the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, so those ones are less impactful. But what check what your Shinzo Abe is.
2022.
Check who the G League champions are that year. If it's the Maine Red Claws, I'm going to go crazy.
It's the Wait, okay, 2021-22.
It's Delaware Blue Coats or whatever.
Yeah.
Joe
Well,
Biden.
that's the Blue Coats are 2022-23. In 2021-22, the Rio Grande Valley Vipers won. So neither of them are the, what did you say? The Maine?
Yeah, the Maine Red Claws.
Well, no luck on that.
Curious
front.
that Delaware's involved, though, isn't it?
Who's from Delaware?
Joe
Biden?
Biden.
Joe
Biden.
Whose voice is that?
Do you know that video where the guy said, Joe Biden, you have to yell?
No, I don't know that video.
Biden. Here, listen to it on the podcast. It'll be good audio. Look up Joe Biden to yell.
Joe Biden to yell?
Yeah, YIL. Joe Biden. Joe
Two. Is it TOO?
No, like number 2.
Okay, let's see.
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden. This message from Mohammed Khanaqin.
Whoa, what's this guy? I don't want to. What's he gonna say? Do you know the rest of the video?
Yeah, he says, you have to yell. You have 2 years until to unite Kurdistan and Turkey or something into one giant country. And if you don't, you'll be in the hospital or something.
Whoa, that does not reflect the official stance of the State of the League podcast.
No, we're reporting on this.
I'm not reporting on shit. That guy's. We just thought the way he said the name was funny. The rest of the video, we didn't even play it. First of all, second of all, it's got nothing to do with me or how I feel about Joseph Biden. Some of the other
it's been longer than 2 years since that was posted, so his prediction didn't really come true.
Damn, that's so surprising. Those always work. Another conspiracy. These are just stupid ones I made up. Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert has a humiliation kink. I could put some traction together there with him crying on camera. The knowing he had COVID and doing all that microphone shit, so that like he could just open up Twitter and people would be like, "Fuck this guy." And then I saw this one on Reddit and I put it into stupid category, but it's not like, I don't know. It's not The other one in the stupid category is way worse. So this one is Scott Foster and Tony Brothers are from the old guard that was more involved with Tim Donaghy. But
Yeah.
it's way more convenient for the NBA to just keep them employed and let them kind of fuck up some games than to fire them and have like all of that information that they like know behind the scenes shit just like floating around in the world ready to be put in a book for a little bag.
It's also, if they just fire Tim Donaghy and they say this was an isolated incident, this was one guy doing this, this was not a widespread thing, that looks. Ooh, I gotta sneeze.
Oh
Ooh,
my
the
God.
sneeze didn't come out.
It went away. You got to look into the sun when you have to sneeze. It'll make you sneeze.
Curious that something would cut me off from finishing that sentence. Adam Silver, you slut. No.
Whoa. We do feel that way about Adam Silver. I can say whatever I want about Adam Silver. I'm not scared of it. The only 3-letter organization I'm not intimidated by is the NBA.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
But the
NRA,
other ones,
they got
you guys are
scared.
scary. So if I do anything to offend you, I'm sorry.
What were we talking? What was I saying?
Tim Donaghy. This is a one-off thing.
Yeah. So the other guys were definitely involved. I think Tim Donaghy is like he's kind of like an unreliable narrator too. I feel like he's like that woman from North Korea who just like makes stuff up every now and then.
Yeah.
But
he goes on Joe Rogan and he's like, what was his like? What did he like his official story? Like he was like the whole thing is fixed.
No, just like refs would gamble and like they'd call bookies and place bets, and then they would influence the games, I think, to hit those bets. And he said like other guys like Joey Crawford, and he would just say like he's like Joey Crawford hated Allen Iverson, and so he would call palming violations on him all the time. It's like, oh, that probably checks out. And stuff like that. And like I think he was involved with the Kings series. Like, so that one is confirmed. Lakers Kings rigged.
Yeah.
And so but the NBA is like, no, he's lying about everyone else. It was just him.
It's just him.
And he's done now. He's in the jackpot.
Yeah. The idea that he was the only person doing it, and because like it's not like that's something you can do super secretly either. Like
in 2002 you might have been able to. No.
Well, I'm just saying in terms of like making a bullshit call and the other two guys on the floor being like, I guess you saw it differently than I saw it. Jeez, that's kind of crazy. Whatever. Just doing that like 4 times a game for 82 games is a little bit much. But yeah, that one feels a little more tangible than this next one. Magic Johnson did not have HIV. He was punished for point shaving and banned from the league for the rest of his life. It was an escape and made him a global ambassador for HIV to earn more money for corporations in partnership with the NBA. Famous fucking like piggy bank of corporate sponsors is HIV/AIDS in the late 80s.
Everyone would do that to be profitable. Everyone loves the guy with HIV, and they don't think he's gonna die.
Yeah, and even more so, they don't think it's like a beacon of sin. And
they're not like he's gay.
He's gay, and this is divine punishment for being gay. Like that's definitely not what like 50% of the American population thought back then. Yeah, it was just great. And then like another person in response to that was like, yeah, I've thought this a lot too. Because why aren't we making medicine out of his blood, man? It's like a medical fucking miracle that he's still alive. And I'm like, not like, I mean, don't get me wrong. A ton of people died from AIDS. It was a death sentence for a while. But if you have a bajillion dollars and access to the world's best medicine, and every time something new gets created, you're like the third guy on earth to get access to it. I would wager that section of the population has a pretty good survival rate. Just being like a normal person with AIDS in the 80s, no, not so much.
Yeah. And so it's the same with the Jordan conspiracy theories. Like, I don't understand why, if this was the truth, if like Jordan is banned for gambling, Magic for point shaving, like Why wouldn't the NBA just announce that? Like, wouldn't they have to set an example? Like,
Yes.
and like, would they even care if nobody found out?
I don't know.
Like, is it, especially with the Jordan one? Like, the idea is that David Stern is just so ethically and morally upright that
Mhm.
Jordan gambling on games is not correct, so he has to ban him, but he has to ban him in secret so he doesn't tarnish the image of the league. Like, why wouldn't you be like, I just don't get the point of view. Like, why wouldn't you be like, even Michael Jordan is not above this? So, and like, so then, why wouldn't you set an example with that person?
I don't know. For Michael Jordan specifically, I think he was so important in like kind of revitalizing the post like cocaine NBA and kind of re-legitimizing it as I don't know, like a pillar of American sports.
Yeah.
That I think him specifically, I could understand why they would do something like that in secret. But I think he is probably the only person in NBA history that applies to. So like if literally anybody else did this, it would not make sense for them to like put the effort in to cover it up, I guess.
But why would they even ban him then? If he's like the cash cow of the league?
Oh, yeah, see, I don't think they banned him because yeah, like he is the the idea that David Stern is that morally upright that he's like, I'm sick of making today's equivalent of like $20 billion a year and having the most ubiquitous athlete on the planet representing my league. And literally, he's inescapable. Everybody loves him.
He just won 3 straight championships.
He is transcending the sport. Like he's doing something that we have never seen. The gambling's too much. I'm sorry. It outweighs it. I can't sleep at night anymore knowing that this villain is getting away with this. Yeah, that idea. I get that like Adam Silver is probably a worse person than David Stern, maybe, but like the idea, yeah, I don't think he's like that much of an upstanding citizen.
Yeah, like I think they're both just straight businessmen. No
Which makes
morals or
sense. Like
ethics or whatever.
there's no other like reason you would get that job. You like
Yeah.
your business acumen and your nose for fucking deals and shit is not. Which I mean, is that anti-Semitic to say like nose for business?
Oh, I don't know.
Huh.
Well, maybe avoid saying it about Jewish people, but I don't
Yeah,
know if
that's where my brain
I don't know
went.
if that's the origin of it. Maybe
Yeah.
it is. I don't know.
Okay. Well, regardless, corporate business acumen shit is the reason you're going to become the chairman of the NBA or whatever
Yeah.
that position is even called. It's not going to be because you're like nice and you have a very strong moral compass.
And they're both like lawyers. They're both just corporate lawyers. And so David Stern was not a good person. Like his response to like Malice in the Palace was, you know what our problem is? We have too much hip hop culture.
Because Kobe's wearing an Eagles jersey in the tunnel. That's the
people
problem here.
people don't like that players dress like black people dress. So we need to cut that out. We need to dress in suits and ties only so we show them we're civilized
Yeah,
professionals.
literally like I don't know. Like I guess Coach Carter does that, but I was thinking just like any high school football coach being like, "We're wearing ties tomorrow because it's game day and shit." Like we're gonna be professional, but for 400 fully grown men, like the best athletes on the planet, it's a little strange to do that, David. It's a little bizarre. And then on top of that, like him. I mean, the entirety of Jason Kidd's career, David Stern being like, "Jason, come on, come on,
Yeah,
man."
I mean, Karl Malone happened during David Stern.
And he's like, "What am I supposed to do? That was like 4 years ago."
Well, I guess it happened in college when Karl Malone. So
Yeah.
it was before his peak, but I don't know when David Stern took over. But yeah, like I wonder when it came to light the first time. Like when did people
Yeah.
when did people in Utah find out? Did they ever find out?
Oh my god. I wonder what section of Utah's population was just like, oh, fuck yeah, he's one of us, dude.
Wait, he's always been God brought this guy to us.
Wow, Joseph Smith, thank you. Oh my god. That rocks. Okay, that is the end of Conspiracy Corner.
Well, I've got my own conspiracy. Do you know about
okay.
my Markelle Fultz conspiracy?
Oh, all right. Lay it on me.
It has to do with Danny Ainge as well in the state of Utah. So, 2017, the Celtics wind up with the first overall pick in the draft, right? And this is when Markelle Fultz is a prospect. And so, how they tell you the story, how they claim it went down is, Danny Ainge just knew the entire time that Markelle Fultz was actually bad and Jason Tatum was the best.
One of the greatest college prospects of all time. He just knew he was bad.
He was like, I actually know that 40% 3-point shooter is fake. And people will say, oh, he shot bad from the free throw line. That's not how that works.
It's the inversal of that, where you're like, if he's a good free throw shooter and a bad 3-point shooter, you can't reverse it and be like, well, he's gonna regress as a 3-point shooter because his free throws are so bad.
It's insane to say a 40% pull up off the dribble 3-point shooter is going to be. He actually can't shoot at all. He's just lucky for 30 games. He's actually always been this guy. He was just lucky at Washington.
Markelle Fultz in terms of guys who are flying around taking threes in college. Yeah, that's just such an insane take to have.
And so they try and convince us that like they knew Markelle Fultz to be bad or whatever. And now it's evolved to the point where like, oh yeah, he got him in for practice. He was missing a bunch of jumpers or whatever. And so people have just melded that story to like Markelle Fultz's jumper already fell off by that point in time, but it hadn't, because he played in summer league and he was still hitting threes for Philadelphia. So the Celtics wouldn't have known anything about his game. Like, there shouldn't have been any concerns unless they were judging him solely based off like bad open workouts, which I don't know why you would do when you have the film that Fultz had at Washington. And I guess there were concerns about like his family or whatever, but still, I don't know.
That's a Vin from Hustle move right there. He had bad workouts, man.
He misses 2 jumpers. He's like, man, this guy can't shoot at all.
Can this guy even shoot? I mean, I get that he's athletic, but geez.
2 makes. This guy can't miss. But yeah, so the Celtics have number 1. They claimed that they would have taken Tatum number 1. Maybe they would have. I don't know. Because at the time, I don't think people were too high on Tatum. Like,
he seemed more project-pilled than we look back on him on, in my opinion, at least.
This is before my time in the deep draft community. So, but when I did go back into when I did go back and look at what the people now, like all the people who got hired by the NBA teams, they were posting about it in 2017. And a lot of them were anti-Tatum, which they ended up being wrong about.
Yeah, that's an L. That's an L.
Yeah, but he was very much like a mid-range, I feel like he was kind of in the Jabari Parker, like Carmelo mold, like that. Like, he was very mid-range heavy, I believe, in college. I'll have to double check that, but that's my memory. But either way, like, I think the Celtics, they're coming off a run with Isaiah Thomas, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it's as simple as, well, you know what's really going to move the needle? Markelle Fultz playing with Isaiah Thomas, or should we just go out and get another wing? Like, maybe like he felt like they weren't too. Maybe he felt like they were equal or weren't too far apart as prospects. But I think it was really just wing versus guard decision. But at the end of the day, I don't think he knew that Markelle Fultz was going to be bad. He definitely didn't know. And but I think Markelle Fultz wasn't bad until he stepped in. I think that after that summer league, he called up his son, who's a politician.
Who?
Austin Ainge.
Okay.
He called up his son, who's a politician in Utah. He saw Markelle Fultz balling out at summer league. He saw him hitting pull-up threes. He's like, I traded out of this pick. We can't have this.
He's got to be bad.
We can't have this. We can't let this go on. And I think then he made a donation to his son, hundreds of thousands of dollars. I think he got the MK Ultra program reinstated.
Whoa.
Which you look up. Is it FBI headquarters that's in Langley, Virginia, or is it CIA?
I think it's FBI.
Who was doing MK
Mindhunter.
Ultra? Well, who was doing MK Ultra? Is it CIA or FBI?
Let's Google it. Who did MK Ultra? Ultria. I can't type. The CIA.
And where's their headquarters?
Where is CIA headquarters? Langley, Virginia.
Now, you know what's awfully close to their headquarters?
What's that?
Markel Fultz's high school.
Whoa. Are you kidding me?
Now, do me a favor.
Okay.
Look at Markel Fultz's name.
Markel Fultz. I see Markelle.
Circle the M.
Okay.
Circle the K.
Whoa.
Alt.
Oh, dude, are you kidding? It's been right there the whole time.
Yep.
Oh my God, this changes everything.
He used Danny Ainge, paid his son to reinstate the MK Ultra program to brainwash Markel Fultz into forgetting how to shoot.
He's like, your shoulder hurts. Ooh.
He's like, yeah, whoever makes threes is gay.
Whoa. Oh my God. Damn, dude. That's crazy. That's insane. I think that's real. If I had to put all my eggs into one basket of anything we've talked about today, it would not be the Ryan Anderson stuff. It would be that.
Mm-hmm. It's just, why else would that happen?
We could do, I don't know. I'm trying to, it feels like it needs one more layer of like a behavior of his that changed pre and post shooting, whether it's like long hair.
He doesn't even know what happened to him. He's changed his story so many times that it's because he has no clue what happened.
Damn, he's in a fugue state. He got abducted by aliens.
Mm-hmm. I've made a TikTok about this in the past.
Damn, that's crazy.
You know about my Jahlil Okafor conspiracy, right?
No, let me hear it.
So Jahlil Okafor,
time traveler,
really highly ranked high school recruit, right?
Yes.
A lot of hype about him, right?
Absolutely. Did you see his hand on the basketball? It's like he's holding a dodgeball.
We're gonna get to that. So,
okay, all right.
Some of the best post moves in history, right?
One of the most prolific post scoring rookies in the history of basketball.
You don't just like, how can that guy be a bad basketball player?
17 and 10 a night as a rookie.
So how many, Anthony Davis won a championship as a true freshman.
Wow.
Who else did that?
Jahlil Okafor?
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep. You know who else didn't do that? Everyone else.
Losers.
So he was the engine of a national championship winning team. He won championships at Chicago high school basketball. And he's
winning at every level from what I'm seeing.
He's dominating at every level. He's dominating. Yes. And so all of a sudden this guy is bad in the NBA. How does that make sense? And what did he average his rookie year? 16 points a game?
I can Google it. Let me see.
So curious how all of a sudden 16 points a game is bad on a tanking Sixer team. That's bad.
17 and a half points.
And how many rebounds?
7 rebounds. 2 offensive rebounds.
Yeah. Okay. This guy's bad. Okay.
Trying to tell me this guy's fucking bad. What's the true shooting percentage?
Okay. Don't bring in nerd stuff to this.
Hey, 54%. What was league average? Let me find it. Okay, I'm rounding both directions. League average true shooting percentage for Jahlil Okafor.
So the thing about Jahlil Okafor is, why would they blackball him? Why would they kick him out of the NBA? Do you have any ideas? When he's obviously very good.
Yeah, I mean, he's your brain, it snaps to the idea that he's too good in the rest of the NBA. Like he's going to ruin their product. He's just going to make extremely predictable Philadelphia 76ers dynasty. Beyond that.
So you're on track. So when you're too good at basketball, when you're really good at basketball what happens on the court? What happens between you and your teammates?
They start to dislike you because you're stealing their shine.
No. What happens physically?
You touch each other? I don't know.
Yes. What happens, say, when you do a good play?
They touch your butt?
No.
They high five you?
They high five. Now, go back to what you said about Jahlil Okafor's hands.
People, if you haven't, Google Jahlil Okafor palming basketball picture. It's going to be before a lot of your times, I feel like. This motherfucker, it literally looks like he is holding like a grapefruit or something. Like I said, like a dodgeball. Like he could sling that bitch like a softball.
Historically enormous hands.
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah, and so to high five with those, I mean.
Yeah, you'd be terrified. You wouldn't want to high five those hands, would you?
Absolutely not.
So I think that the NBA got him blackballed because he was making too many good plays all the time, every game, and his teammates were too afraid to high five him.
Holy shit, dude. That's crazy. I never even thought about it like that. We need callous analysis on all the 2016 Sixers palms, because I bet who was point guards for those teams?
Is Isaiah Canaan there?
Let me see. We have the legend Ish Smith. Isaiah Canaan is there. So yeah, it's guys. Ish Smith, for example, to me, not a guy who routinely rocks the rim. He's not gonna throw it down. He's speedy, he's quick, but he's not a real vertical threat. And so I guarantee, if we take a look at his hand calluses from 2016, playing next to Jahlil Okafor, it's gonna look a lot more like the hands of a LeBron James or an Aaron Gordon, just like leathery, hard, constantly smacking extremely tough metallic surfaces. Instead of the rim, however, it's Jahlil Okafor's cyborg hands.
Look up Ish Smith talks Jahlil Okafor. Let's see if there's been any hints given to us in the public and in press conferences. I bet he's slipped up somewhere
here. Fuck. I wish I whoa. The hell? Oh my god, there's a helicopter landing next to my house. Ish Smith sent the SUVs. I can't believe this. Okay. Well, you got to talk because I'm researching right now. So keep going.
So yeah, Jahlil Okafor. If you watch the Hoop mixtapes and you think this guy's literally Hakeem, you're not crazy. They'll try and gaslight you into thinking you're crazy, but it's because you see the truth within the matrix.
Okay, so we have an article here titled Ish Smith 76ers Likes and Dislikes. It's titled Setting Up Jahlil Okafor. So one of the dislikes Ish Smith had is Richaun Holmes disappearing from the rotation. Now, you might interpret this as him being a good teammate, him wanting this young player to get as much progress in his career as possible, especially for a team that's not winning that much. But we know
the sinister truth.
Yeah. Behind the curtain, the motivation behind this public statement is the idea that he can't handle being on the court with Jahlil Okafor anymore. He will be on the injury reserve at some point from these fucking hands. And Richaun Holmes, I mean, let me Google his hand size.
And people think the process was to lose on. They were losing on purpose, but not to get picks. They were losing on purpose to try and avoid high fives. They were trying to set the record for least high fives in a season history.
Yeah, they were trying to make low light plays. Okay, all right. Are you kidding me? Richaun Holmes, hand length, 8.5 inches. Jahlil Okafor, hand length, 11.25 inches. It's not even close, ladies and gentlemen.
Wake up, sheeple.
How can you interpret this information any other way? That's what I pose to the listeners, you know? I'm not telling you that this is the definitive truth. I am asking you for alternative explanations to stuff like this.
Why did Klay Thompson leave the Warriors?
You would think it's because of money.
Yeah. I mean, that's what one would think. But didn't the Warriors offer him basically the same money?
Yeah, pretty much. And
they offered him more money a year ago. Huh. That's curious. So why would he accept less money to leave the Warriors and go to the Dallas Mavericks?
Now, to an untrained eye, I think some people might default to the idea of income tax in a state like California versus a state like Texas. And, Texas, everybody kind of handles their own infrastructure down there. They don't really have any needs for taxes. It all works very efficiently, unlike the liberal hellscape that is San Francisco, California. Not a lot that you can fall back on and rely on in that city.
Dare. Funny you'd bring up tax with Klay Thompson. So, the Bahamas national team, Klay Thompson practiced with them before their Olympic qualifying round. Isn't that curious? Why would you think someone would practice with the Bahamas Olympic basketball team?
Unless
they're going to play on the team. That's what you would think, right?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't practice for a team that I'm not playing on,
Yeah, that's just how normal people think. Well, Klay Thompson is not normal because he can't play for the Bahamas national team. He doesn't qualify because he's already played too much for Team USA. So he is ineligible to play for that team. So why would someone voluntarily spend more time with DeAndre Ayton? It doesn't make sense, does it?
No, it's a huge wrench in this story.
You know what I think it is?
What's that?
I think that he was asking the Bahamas basketball players.
He was asking. All right, sorry.
I think he was asking Buddy Hield. I think he was asking DeAndre Ayton. I think he was asking VJ Edgecombe. I think he was asking all of them about the tax haven laws in the Bahamas. And I think he is storing money tax-free. And I think he's being paid under the table. And I think he went to the Mavericks because he's actually being paid more.
He went to the Mavericks for a record deal. They just had to report it was that much.
They have the richest owners. Joe Lacob, poor. The Lakers owners, poor.
No money going into that franchise.
New Mavericks owners, $30 billion net worth. So
absolutely.
I think Klay Thompson is the highest paid player in the NBA right now. And it's all being funneled to a secret account in the Bahamas.
That's funny. And you know what's funny? Warriors' new teammate.
Who?
Buddy Hield. Interesting. It's funny. That's all I'm saying, people. Again, none of this is definitive truth. We're just exposing you to new avenues of thinking on this channel.
Huh.
Fuck. I wish I had a little bit of time to cook with that Buddy Hield idea beforehand. I'd have more layers here because it doesn't make a ton of sense. Like, what would he be doing in Golden State at this point? Maybe Klay sent him as like a sleeper. He's so emotionally connected to Steph and Draymond still. Like, this money can't sever ties like that. So he sent Buddy Hield in as an agent to be like, guys, you are going to be bankrupt by 65 unless you do the Bahamas method.
Wait a second. Buddy Hield. Maybe we got the culprit of this story all wrong.
Whoa. What are we thinking?
Maybe Klay Thompson is not the center of this story. Maybe Buddy Hield has been the main figure all along.
Maybe the picture is about to shift.
So Buddy Hield, one of the greatest college basketball shooters of all time, a star coming into the league. He ends up in the Sacramento Kings. And you know what the Sacramento Kings owner was obsessed with?
What's that?
The Warriors. He was a former Warriors minority owner, and he was always trying to recreate the Warriors. And so he famously said about Buddy Hield is I think he said this about Nick Stauskas and Buddy Hield. I forget which is which, but he basically said he's big like Klay, but he shoots like Steph. Damn. And so I think Buddy Hield maybe spent some time up in Northern California in Sacramento, and he looks over at the pond, over across the pond. They're actually way further away.
Whatever. I mean, who cares?
He's looking over at the Warriors, and he sees, well, you know what? The Warriors were one of the worst franchises in the league, and now things turned around for them. But we're still here, and we suck in Sacramento. He's looking at the two greatest shooters in NBA history with Steph and Klay Thompson. He's seeing them take the league by storm. And you know what I think he's thinking is, that should have been me.
Are those guys that much better than I am?
They're not better than me. I should be I should be next to Steph Curry, not Klay Thompson.
What was Klay Thompson's March Madness run like? You know,
Washington State. Did he even make it?
Extremely forgettable. Buddy Hield's tournament run. Oh
Final Four, right?
He was electric.
Incredible. So maybe he started plotting. He started setting a plan. I need to get Klay Thompson out of here. I need to take his spot, and I need people to know I'm the real Splash Brother.
Oh my God.
I'm the bastard of the family. They've been hiding me away. Klay Thompson's illegitimate. I've been the real Splash Brother this whole time. So he's been plotting for years.
Damn.
And he introduced Klay Thompson to the Bahamas and offshore bank accounts.
Dude, I'll take this a step further. 2025 NBA championship. Steph Curry hoists the Larry O'Brien trophy above his head. He embraces Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield takes off his jersey, reveals he's been wearing a wire for the past calendar year or so. And he plays into the microphone a tape recording of Klay Thompson admitting all of the monetary fraud he has been doing for the past year.
Whoa.
FBI agents storm the building. Klay's courtside. Of course, he wants to see his friends succeed and win the game, win another NBA championship. He's nothing but happy for them. He's arrested, prosecuted, put away for 20 years.
And let's be real. Steph Curry said that Klay Thompson asked him to not tell the owners he wants him back, right?
Yes.
Why would he be so persistent in bringing Klay Thompson back? Maybe because they're teammates. Maybe they played together a long time. Maybe they're friends.
Maybe.
But maybe there's a more sinister angle.
Maybe
he had dirt on Steph Curry.
Maybe their finances are a little intertwined.
Huh? Isn't it funny? Steph Curry complains about taxes, about affordable housing being built in his neighborhood. So if he's willing to write a letter to prevent taxpayer public housing, how far is he going? A public letter. How far is he going in the shadows? Draymond Green, part of this trio, went on his podcast.
Famously, the craziest part. We haven't even gotten to him yet.
Went on a podcast and said, taxes are ruining my life. I can't make a living if there's taxes. He didn't say that exactly, but he was complaining.
He also said that he can't punch people in the face and afford to live his lifestyle.
Yeah. And he was complaining about he said the way we're taxed, we are not set up for long-term financial health. Like they're going to tax us to oblivion. And so Draymond Green, maybe he's involved. Well, no. So Buddy Hield's trying to bring him down. But you know what?
Okay, is Buddy Hield trying to bring down the entirety of the Splash Brothers legacy at this point?
I think he is, yeah.
Okay. See, yeah, no, I like that.
But also, Draymond Green, trip to Israel a few years ago.
Yes, friends of the IDF.
Posed with a sniper.
Mm-hmm. The third Splash Brother.
Israel, a haven for pedophiles.
Okay.
That's true. Look it up. Jewish pedophiles. And I'm Jewish, guys, so I'm allowed to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna let him handle this entire portion of this discussion.
They are not pedophiles because they are Jewish. They are Jewish pedophiles, and they are fleeing persecution in the United States by going to Israel. There's been reporting on it. So maybe the IDF is linked to Klay Thompson's money laundering and this entire fraud allegations for the Warriors. And you know what? Bob Myers had to be complicit.
Well, the thing about Bob Myers, famously, his subconscious leaks out in interesting ways, like in a draft workout with one James Wiseman. What was the key part?
Name James Wiseman.
What was the key part of that workout? His ability to speak Chinese.
The Chinese are in play here.
This goes deeper than I ever thought, than I ever imagined. Dude, we're so fucking good at this, man. Oh my God.
Has there ever been who are the Chinese basketball players?
Well, you got Yao. Jeremy Lin is Chinese, right?
Started his career?
New York.
the Warriors.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
And while he's on the Warriors, he's in a Nika Hika video.
Whoa, I feel so uncomfortable saying that guy's name these days.
Does it go deeper? That he says it's not what it was.
I refuse to believe that. He was making YouTube videos titled "How to Be Gangsta" Part 5.
What? Look up his explanation. What was it again?
Okay, let me see this. Yap.
But yeah, I think if I could prosecute one person out of all of these people, it would be Bob Myers. I would like Bob Myers to go to prison.
Bob Myers, you know who he's rubbing elbows with at all these ownership meetings?
Who?
Arturas Karnisovas.
He can't be involved.
Oh, why not?
He's literally too dumb. He's a caveman. He cannot follow a plan.
That's a pretty block. He's like in the drive-through at Arby's or some shit. Yeah, you know how you guys could save money on this whole operation? Just fucking screaming into the microphone box.
That's like going into the Oval Office and you're like, Mr. President, I know who orchestrated 9/11. He's like, who? And then you pull a jellyfish in a box and you're like, this guy. He's been
Ronald McDonald.
He's been stinging a lot. I think he's a bad guy. I think he's been hurting people. I think it could be him. And it's like that jellyfish is hardly sentient.
That jellyfish is dead. You have him in a box with no water. I mean...
well, I'm picturing a cube with water.
Oh, okay. All right. Routinely, one of my favorite parts of zoo aquariums is the jellyfish like tank. You know,
I don't like they're too alien like.
What do you mean, man? The entire ocean is alien.
Yeah, and like octopuses, they're too unnatural.
I don't like octopuses because they're smart.
Yeah, I feel like they could break it. They're plotting at the zoo. They could break out and take over my brain.
I look at them with respectful reverence when I'm at the zoo. I'm like, if whenever the power dynamic shifts here, I like a nice cube where everybody's relatively nice to me and you tell people not to slam on my glass. I think that would be okay in terms of I don't know if the alternative is like dying in an octopus, an apocalypse maybe. Damn. All right. Well, that's an hour. Do you want to do any summer league stuff?
I didn't really watch it.
I watched a little of Hawks Wizards. That was the big one. Summer league really fucking matters this year. Hawks fans, it matters a lot to them. Not just with the Alex Sarr thing. Donovan Clingan also went like 1 for 8 in his debut with Portland.
Oh, I saw his 3-pointer. It was horrific.
Yeah, that makes sense. He's not.
But I also saw him block Stephon Castle.
Hey, he's a defensive anchor. That's what we've been saying the whole time. He's not going to come out. He's not Buddy Hield or anything. His finances are all very strictly on the table, and he's just going to block shots. So yeah, Rizichet, to be honest, pretty solid debut for him. Like, it's just a weird conversational dynamic around him kind of heading into the season because all of these labels of like, why are they doing this? He's not good enough to deserve this draft position, blah, blah, blah. When you watch him play, he's fine. Like, he's not Anthony Bennett, like a bad player.
Yeah, he'll probably stick in the league.
Yeah, like immediately right off the bat, it does. When people pre-draft were like, his feel for the game, I was kind of like, I don't like that descriptor. Like, that's fucking annoying a lot of times. He's a good cutter. I think I think that's just like an easier way you could describe that. He's a good cutter, good mover without the ball, understands how to stay out of the way of the rest of his teammates and like get into spots where like he will be successful. And so not every young guy has that. Like, again, I don't know if that's worthy of the number 1 overall pick, but it's fine. Yeah. Like that is a positive factor.
Imagine you walk into a meeting with the number 1 overall pick. They're like, what's your best skill? He's like, I don't get in the way of anybody else.
Well, for a team that already has Trae Young, maybe that's what.
Yeah.
You know, stay out of the fucking way. He's like, dude, I can do that. Oh my god.
That's what I was doing in France.
Bub Carrington, though.
Oh yeah, he had a good game.
He looked really good. He looked really solid. 19 points. Oh, well, Rizichet went for 18 points and I think 5 rebounds on 7 of 16 shooting, 3 of 9 from 3. So, I mean, not insane, but very solid. Bub Carrington, 19 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists, a steal, and a block on 50-50, 90-ish shooting, like 5 of 6 from the free throw line, shooting splits. He looked really good. Alex Sarr looked solid defensively. Some of your concerns about, like, he kind of wants to cook a little bit.
Oh, he was cooking in the mid range.
Extremely present.
Epic.
Not even so much like tween hezzy in the mid range, but also like catching the ball rolling to the basket. The moves he opted for, not like they made the look more difficult pretty routinely. Like it was like a hook that was spinning the wrong way and required like a Jokic level touch to go down or something, when there was probably like a reverse layup or maybe like a pump fake dunk available, shit like that. But his defense was really cool. There was a play where he blocked like 3 straight shots over the course of 2 possessions. And I mean,
I did see that on Twitter. Yeah,
it was cool. It was cool. Most of the instincts look solid the way people are talking. I think he's going to be a guy who bites on pump fakes next year. That's just the vibe I got from him. Like, that motherfucker was flying up in the air, but very mobile, very athletic, 7-footer. Johnny Davis.
I heard he waved off someone for a game winner and then airballed or something.
Yeah. It's just how old is Johnny Davis?
25, maybe.
Oh, did you see that? They were doing the Kings Summer League team. It was like a social media video talking about, what's the last thing you Googled? Blah, blah, blah. And Keon Ellis's going into Summer League was, how old is Kevin Knox, or when was Kevin Knox drafted?
Yeah, when is he drafted? But I guess they're the same age.
Huh, that's crazy. Johnny Davis is only 22.
What?
Yeah. February 27th, 2002 is his age. So he's a fairly fresh 22 years old. With that being said, pretty far behind where you would want a 22-year-old player to be. Just very hard for him to find any kind of impact on the floor on most nights. And him playing Summer League at this point still, and not really, like, not dominating Summer League, it's a little bit tough to watch. Damn, I got burps. Jesus.
I thought he came out older, but I guess maybe he only came out as a sophomore. I don't think
Google says he's 22. So
I don't think he was one and done. That's crazy. But yeah, I heard Buzelis did good. I didn't really watch it. I saw a couple highlights.
I didn't watch that one either. Okay. Do you have any final thoughts? Do you have any other conspiracies you want to share with the class?
There's always conspiracies, guys, but
you just got to know where to look.
Before we bring them to light, we need to cook on them more. So I encourage everybody to start cooking.
Okay. Is this our version of QAnon, where, like, you know how they have the bakers? So Q, I guess, leaves them. And first of all, again, 3-letter organizations. I don't follow QAnon in any serious sense.
That's more than 3 letters.
Well, yeah, I'm not scared of what QAnon's going to do. They have
You should be.
Oh, yeah.
You're not a real patriot.
Okay, I understand. So in their organization, they have bakers who take the breadcrumbs that Q leaves behind in his 4chan or whatever posts, and then they take those breadcrumbs and they bake them into, I guess, loaves of bread are like the full-on decoded hints as to what is going to happen and shit like that. So maybe cooking is and we're leaving behind ingredients or highlight plays. I don't know. What are we leaving behind?
I don't know. What's a cool thing that you could drop as a clue? We're leaving grains of rice with writing on it. We know how to do that.
Oh, we're leaving blue dog paw prints all over the place.
Oh, nice.
So get your handy dandy notebooks out, people, because
you're gonna
have to solve a mystery.
Have we ever seen him at midnight and a full moon?
What happens to Adam Silver at midnight on a full moon?
He's pretty tall, isn't he?
Yeah, a little.
He's pretty hairless, isn't he?
Yeah, extremely.
Like, that doesn't make sense.
Tall people are hairy.
I think Adam Silver's a werewolf.
Whoa.
His last name is the only way to kill him.
Whoa, it's right there. It's been right there all along. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
I
think he ate David Stern.
I think Adam Silver being a werewolf doesn't necessarily make him a violent person. And so what I would not encourage anyone to use silver or any other metal against Adam Silver. I would encourage you to just consume the basketball product that he puts out and don't question any decision he ever makes.
Let's record him on a full night one night.
Whoa. I think isn't recording phone calls in New York like legal? It's like one of the only states that you can do that in.
Yeah. There's something with phone calls, but we can just get a camera. We could just film him from.
How are we gonna? Where are we gonna?
We'll just find him.
Okay, whatever.
Is there a full moon during summer league? Is there a full moon every month?
I think so. That's like the cycle of the moon is like over the course of a month.
So we'll be able to find a spot for him.
Okay. All right.
Maybe we leave out a bunch of Skims underwear during a full moon. That slut won't be able to resist.
Oh my God. We leave out I don't even know. I only ever see him at like NBA press events beyond that. Like I don't know.
A calculator for that dweeb.
For that nerd. We leave out math. We leave out worksheets and homework, and then he follows them to a big cardboard box propped up with a stick, and then we yank it out.
Nice. It'll have to be a big box.
I know, because we're not just talking Adam. We're talking werewolf Adam. We got to be safe with this. I'm cool with an hour 10.
I think Powell could take it away.
I think Pal, I know you want to be associated with all of the cool stuff we said about the league that gave you monstrous amounts of success, Mr. Gasol. So I will let you take it away from here.
Lay down.